very decent afternoon today, 18th March 2026. News just in the sporting world. Cameroon, who are the first winners of this competition, the Afcon. Now, in the 35th edition, we have very good and bad news. Eric?
Yes, absolutely. Here, as we know that in the January the 18th, Senegal became the winners of the Afcon 2025, 2026. But 2 months later, we have received the dismal news that Morocco has been awarded as the winner of the Afcon 2025-2026. So we have a lot to talk, and now we are going to the real world sport conversation.
Justice Roli Diabo Hariman of Nigeria was the head of the committee that overturned this decision of stripping Senegalese victory in that day, which they beat Morocco 1-0.
Yes, and of course, absolutely, this rule applied after that time when the ball was on play. Senegal, they decided to terminate the game for 15 minutes, which according to the CAF rules, it is punishable. And if, here we can see about the CAF rules and regulation. The article 84, whereby it says that a game or a team or a country can be stripped out due to use of ineligible players. That is one. And the second one, match fixing or corruption. And the third one, violation of competition rules.
This decision comes in a period where Senegal have already celebrated this trophy. They have posted, they have been fined because in that match, leaving the game attracted sanctions coming from the federation, which is led by Patrick Motsepe, the CAF president. It also gives us alarm because a section of players have written to social media. The first comment I'm going to read comes from the Senegalese captain, the Lion of Teranga 001, that's Sadio Mane, says, I'm deeply disappointed, not just for Senegal, but for African football as a whole. And also Ilman Diaz says, come and get it if you can. These are just a few sentiments coming from the winning team, that is Senegal. Also, we have seen in that match there was an incident that sparked alarm. Brahim Diaz of Real Madrid was given a penalty and he opted to chip the ball in the middle, which the attempt was unsuccessful as a goalkeeper Edward Mendy saved it, and you know all what happened. It went on for Villarreal's forward or attacking player Pape Gueye to score the only goal before this decision to overturn the victory. Eric, what do you think? What are the impacts of this as football in Africa?
For me, it is a very disappointing moment because for this one has never been seen before in the history of football or the African football. We have never experienced such, and it is such a hurting moment because from my point of view, they were not to do this because as we can see, the time which they have taken to review this, 2 months later, they are awarding Morocco a win of 3-0. And after all, the world had, for example, given what? Senegal. They're on the winning side.
Yes. So what the biggest impact also is the coach for Morocco, Walid Regaroui, who is now a winner, also won this tournament in 1976. It means that he also has been part of this history in this huge decision. It also raises a lot of alarm in the kind of the officials selected for these CAF matches. I feel that the referee that day or the officiating team had the mandate really to call this match off and give Morocco the win, because why wait 2 months later? It's really unbelievable, and it does not give the credibility of this tournament, giving that there was preparation, there was everything in a span of 2 years. What do you think, Eric, is the main challenge of this decision?
But according to me, Morocco, Senegal had won the Afcon 2025-2026 officially, and they were awarded it by the president of CAF, and also the witnesses, the African as our nation, witnessed it when the Senegalese were awarded the trophy. So they were awarded officially. Now, coming up to this point, awarding Morocco the Afcon Cup, it does not add to the point. But as we look at the rules of the CAF state that, especially for the competition like the African Cup of Nations, Afcon, Champions League, govern match procedures, the team conduct, and the tournament structure. Key rules include a 3-point system for wins, strict penalties including 3-0 forfeited for team withdraw or leave in the field, or rigorous club licensing. Now you see, so as we say, for example, when the rules applies now, they disadvantage the winner. But to me, the rules, they were applicable and they applied. So although it is a hard moment, but for me, maybe they did the right thing.
So how upon we speak about the officiating of the match, because the VAR has not really been introduced to many leagues in Africa, so we can say that a section of good countries from maybe the east have never experienced VAR.
Yeah.
Now you bring it at the Afcon, the biggest stage in the African football. What impact does it really bring to the officiating of the game? Do we say that Africa is yet to adapt with these new systems of video assistant referees? Because when you look at that match, really, the VR question, it was wanting, the decisions were so wanting. So do we say that VR had uh, a way to instigate, the collision of this match?
As we know, the video assisting VR referee, its mission or aim is to make sure they seize the little mistakes which the referee himself cannot judge or cannot incur with. So to me, we are on the stats, and in the football history, we are making some new moves. You know, when you compare with the the Europe, they are very far ahead. So some things we are doing here, we are implementing them on the first time. So it will take some time to improve or to make the perfect moves. So to me, we are going in the right moves. Although there are some mistakes here and there, the officiating is not wanting, is also wanting at some point. But to me, we are moving on the right direction, and maybe in the upcoming days or in the upcoming future, we'll improve on this VR, the quality of the videos, the the qualities and the skills of the referees also. We are moving in the right direction, because to this level the football has reached, the start of the Afcon in 1957 up to date, things are doing good and things are going on the right way, because you can see also the Afcon players who are here, the history of the African football. So you can look like, for example, let's even talk about here in Kenya. We can talk like Donan Bariga, Victor Wanyama. They have moved up to play for the greatest league in the world, e.g. the EPL and the La Liga and the Serie A. And also in Africa, we have the legendary part where we talk about the legends like Samuel Eto'o, Didier Drogba, Akina, where so many people who have played in the Europe League and they have fully dominated, right? So in the African football, we are moving in the right direction.
Yes, Africa enjoys good footballers. Speaking about the CAF, they also have changed the Afcon duration, and they have also scrapped the African Nation Championship (CHAN),
Yeah.
which is for local players.
Yeah.
What is really the big issue with CHAN? Why abolish local football?
But to me, they did not do the right thing according to my view, because CHAN, its aim is to to identify or to pick on the local talent, which makes it good for the African younger players or the local players to dominate in the upper leagues and the African football. So abolishing the CHAN, it is not the right way, because it's not the right thing to do, because CHAN helps identify the local talent, help them grow and become the big figures of the African football, and also it helps us dominate, leave alone the African football, but also the Europe football, because through these players, countries are able to pay taxes, and also football is able to grow here in Africa and also the outside Africa. For example, in the recent years, we have witnessed the the CHAN. It has been good because you identify more players who are more talented, who are more skillful. So abolishing of the CHAN hit differently in the African football.
Okay. Also, there's an introduction of African Nations League. Do we see having giving every player opportunity to showcase their talent, because most of the foreign coaches in the African teams prefer to call players who play outside of the African continent. We can see that from here in Kenya, the Kenyan coach giving chance to guys like Clark Odwor from Grimsby and Zach Viner from Wrexham. What do you make of now the local leagues and what they can export really to the European market?
Yeah, for example, it is a very enticing thing seeing that our players are dominating in the local leagues and also in the upper league, which is the Europe League, right? So, for example, the Celta Vigo Adrian Kibet, the other day is called
A hat-trick.
a hat trick.
Yeah.
So it's something to become gladly of, because now when these players go outside and dominate what they are gaining in the African football, they come and showcase it to the people who are growing or the local talent. So these young people or the young youth who are growing the local leagues, they are able also to put that extra pressure to make sure they rise up to the bigger level. So this is good when, for example, when these players go to dominate to the Europe League, and then afterwards they come to the country where they are from and show this talent to the other youth who are trying or who are struggling to develop. Yes. They learn from them, and also they become a figure to grow.
Eric, also we have to give credit to Humphrey Aroko. Also, he bagged this, first hat trick.
Yes.
We also have prodigies from the Kenyan game like Stanley Wilson, who was signed for AIK Sweden.
Mm-hmm.
We also had, back in the day, we had Dennis the Menace Oliech. He was signed to Al Arabi, where he grew before going to the European League. Do we say that players in the local league will be so disadvantaged in the sense that they will not have that, chance to showcase more of their, what they can offer to the outside world.
But for example, in the other day, we could see that regardless of the banning of the CHAN, the young players or the developing players are still making it to the Europe League and also to the Upper Country League. This is because through the usage of the coaches and also the officials of the of the CAF and also other federations which are ruling in the football history in Africa. We are able to get other local talent which are developing and trying to give them a chance to perform. So, although through the banning of the CHAN, it also gave another dimensions, which is helping also develop this young talent also.
Speaking about leagues, Africa also had, the chance to give teams that competed in the first FIFA Club World Cup format after the change. And we saw clubs like Wydad Casablanca, the likes of Mamelodi Sundowns. Did they really match to the levels of the European teams and other Asian teams, South American teams? Did they match the quality really?
What I can say is that in Africa and also, although we have not reached much higher in the ranks of the European football, but we are showing them that we are moving. For example, the Casablanca. If you could see the game how they are dominating compared to the European football, that means in Africa there are so many talent which is there to showcase to the world. So this tells us that we are moving, and also in the upcoming days or upcoming years, we will be dominating, leave alone the African football, but also the Europe football. Because we can see, for example, the likes of Oxymen, we can see Sadio Mane, we can see other players of Africa who are dominating the league, and they are the key players of the teams which they are dominating. So, Africans, we are moving in the right direction, and also through the Club World Cup in the upcoming days, Africans will be in another level.
Thank you, Eric. But before we finish, also a decent topic that we have to tackle. Kenya is preparing itself together with Tanzania and Uganda to host a memorable 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. What's your take? What are you expecting from this, and which team, from your own perspective, is going to finish the tournament higher than the other? Give me the order.
That is a very tricky question. But to me, for example, if we could maybe look at the comparison of the Afcon, for example, Tanzania, they were dominating the league and they have very good talent. But also Kenyans, we did it up to some level, though the favor did not end at our side. But according to me, maybe Kenya, I can talk about Kenya because Kenya, they have very young talent also, they are developing. So to me, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya, maybe I can start with Kenya and Tanzania, then Uganda.
Okay.
Going that way.
Massive. The last edition, I think Kenya only from the East Africa did not participate in the last edition. This of Morocco that has brought a lot of jabs in the online community. Before we finish, what is the financial impact for CAF now, because they have stripped one country and now they will be forced to also award Moroccans? What's the financial implication for this type of decision, and how do we move from this place?
So the main question is, Senegal was awarded a big cash, and also they were awarded also they were given the cup, and also they were given the medals. So the big question is, will they return all these things? And also the money they were added, will they give back to the Moroccans? So my question is, maybe the CAF will give their press releases to the public to know how things will end up, because this is a very tricky thing to the people of Senegal and also to the people of Africa as a whole, because we have never witnessed such kind of a thing, and it is very enigmatic to see this thing. So maybe CAF will address this situation for now.
Enough sentiments from Eric. And now news just coming in our desk is the Senegalese Football Federation is looking to appeal this decision. We will keep you updated from our studios as long as we have the right news. Thank you for being with us. It's 10 minutes past 3 p.m. I have been your host, Ochoki Ontweka, but you can subscribe to our channel, Escobento Television. Eric, what's your last, perhaps, message to everybody?
My message, I can tell the public and the world, football is the sweetest thing in the whole world. And also, according to this case, has brought a lot of touches to watch and to overlook this matter. So we'll inform you on the happening, and if anything arises, we'll inform you anytime, any moment. My name is Eric Mutharimi. Follow Escobento TV and we'll inform you much.
That's what's up. Let's meet next time.